quick update on my grandpa. Thank you guys so much for all the kind words, messages, all that sort of stuff. He had surgery yesterday. It appears that it was successful. They basically went in and did some stuff with his intestine, fixed a little something that was going on in there that was causing a blockage. He farted last night. I know that's disgusting, but that means that his intestine is once again working. Hopefully he'll be able to come back home tomorrow on Thursday. I'm filming this on Wednesday. I'm just doing this in some downtime that I have. I'm going back to my grandma's after I finish this, but thank you guys for the kind words and messages. But now let's talk, baby. Let's talk, because GTA 6 went woke. It went woke. And the thing about woke stuff is, you know, I don't really talk about stuff like that. I'm not one of those channels that's like a grifter channel or anything like that thinks everything in the world is woke. Do I think things get shoehorned into things? I mean, yeah, sure, it does. And obviously the world changes, the political climate changes, the social climate changes, and what was once acceptable is no longer acceptable, so on and so forth. And I understand why people are like, you know, I don't get it. Maybe because it doesn't affect you, but it affects someone else. Well, can't this person do this, that, or the other? Look, I just take everything as it comes to me. But Grand Theft Auto 6 is a game that, I mean, really, we're all looking forward to it. How old is Grand Theft Auto 5 now? Like almost 10 years old. We're looking for the next entry in the franchise. I love the Grand Theft Auto games. Been playing them since GTA 3 on the PlayStation 2. Just a groundbreaking game. And as the games have gone along, there's been lots of, you know, interesting storytelling stuff that, you know, people might be like, oh, you know, that makes me a little uncomfortable. But that's the thing about Grand Theft Auto games. It's supposed to make you a little bit uncomfortable, but it's a satire at the end of the day. And where satire and wokeness sort of meet is obviously becoming something that more and more people are talking about. Let's just talk about the GTA 6 leaks and whether I think it's going woke or not, because there are some things that will raise some eyebrows, and then there's some things that it's like, that's a stupid overreaction and very, very incel energy. Here's some stuff. This is coming to us from a Bloomberg article. I like Nibel better. Follow Nibel on Twitter. He's better about talking about video games. But here's some more Grand Theft Auto 6 details. It's a working title called Project Americas. Obviously, that's not going to be the main title. The main location is a fictional version of Miami and its surrounding areas. Very good locale, and we'll talk about why in a second. Game will evolve over time, adding new cities. The game world is already large, more interior locations than previous Grand Theft Auto games. So right then and there, everything sounds good. I think we want more indoor areas. You know, that's kind of one of the limits of Grand Theft Auto in previous games, as far as, you know, going into an establishment or a building or something like that. It's all sort of predetermined. So to expand upon that, like, that's a good thing. I don't have a problem with that. Obviously, the surround, you know, the adding new cities thing kind of gives a little bit of a live service game feel to it, which is what people should be outraged about. That's the thing you should be mad about, is that it looks like this is going to be a game that's not really like a one and done situation that gets DLC, but it's going to be something that's constantly evolving, constantly changing, and probably constantly online, which I think is the bigger issue here, because a lot of people just play GTA for the single player stuff. I never got into the GTA online stuff. I know it's fun. I've dabbled in it, but it's not something that I've heavily explored or heavily gotten into. So, you know, what does any of this have to do with wokeness? You know, that's obviously the title of this video, and that would be nothing. But here's where the wokeness comes into effect, and people are angry. People are angry. Grand Theft Auto 6 will also feature a Grand Theft Auto 6 will also feature a playable female protagonist for the first time. She's a Latina and is one of the pair of leading characters influenced by Bonnie and Clyde. So that statement right there sends shivers down incel spines. A female lead character. We played as males this whole time. This is a man's world. This is a man's world. But it wouldn't be nothing without a woman or a girl. Like, did you forget that second part of the James Brown song? I know sometimes I just listen to the first part, but all because they're adding in a female protagonist doesn't make the game woke in any way. Like, there are women in the world. Women do grimy shit. There's hoodlum women. There's women that slang shit, whether it's booty or drugs or stuff like that, gun toting, taking people out. Like, you gotta get over the whole, if a woman is added into something, it's all of a sudden woke, because that's not woke. That's just being, you know, adding a new character in. Do you want to play as men all the time? Do you want to be looking at men all the time? You straight white men, huh? Then hey, You know, I'm just saying, you know, is that what you want? Because maybe you're not straight. You see what I'm getting at here? You see what I'm getting at here? Like, who gives a shit if it's a woman, as long as it's well written and as long as it's a fun character? Like, yeah, you know, we've always played as men in these games, but it's okay to expand. It's okay to get a female perspective on things. You know, it's not like you're going to be going to like a flower shop or worrying about your period or something. I'm sure it's going to be a game that, you know, is still a video game. So adding in a Latina female lead character in a Bonnie and Clyde sort of manner, that's not woke. That's not woke. There's nothing wrong with that. I look forward to playing as a woman in this game because I think it's going to be a very interesting way to tell a story. It's going to be a very interesting way to basically, you know, just watch this come up of a Bonnie and Clyde thing. Like, Bonnie and Clyde are cool. Like, they're the original outlaw couple, you know? Just all I need in this life of sin is me and my girlfriend. Down to ride to the very end. Just me and my boyfriend. Bonnie and Clyde 03. Jay-Z, Beyonce. Get your knowledge in. But one part that I am a little bit concerned about, I am a little concerned about this as far as the wokeness stuff, would have to be in something else that was talked about in this Bloomberg article. Like we just said, there's going to be a female protagonist for the first time. According to people familiar with the game, the woman, who is Latina, will be one of a pair of leading characters in a story influenced by the bank robbers Bonnie and Clyde, the people said. Developers are also being cautious not to punch down by making jokes about marginalized group, the people said, in contrast to previous games. Now, that's a little bit concerning. And why would I say that? Am I a terrible person? Do I hate marginalized groups of people? No. But going back to what I said at the start of this video, you know, Grand Theft Auto is satire, and satire at its core is just comedy. You know, it's poking fun at people and making people laugh about themselves or making people laugh about others and stuff like that. You know, by signaling out groups and saying, okay, well, we're not going to talk about these people because we don't want these people to feel bad, but fuck these other people. Like, that just causes division. Like, people should be able to joke about things as long as it's not in a hurtful manner. And that's sort of the thing about jokes. Like, I could say a joke to one of my gay friends that I wouldn't say to like a random gay person because I don't know that person. You know what I'm saying? I'm not friends with that person. I don't know if that will be offensive to that person, so on and so forth. So I kind of understand that, but it's comedy. You know, if you go to a comedy club to get offended, you can easily get offended. Look at what's happening with Dave Chappelle. A vast majority of people do not get offended by jokes. A vast majority of people understand that it's hyperbole, it's satire, it's supposed to be a bit over the top. I mean, look at Grand Theft Auto as a franchise. You literally just go around killing random people at will if you want to, and shoot out with the cops if you want to, kill a bunch of people, that's okay. But you make a joke about a certain sect of people or a certain religion of people or a certain sexuality of people, and that's a problem. I don't like that. I don't like that. Now, they could write the game to sort of circumvent all that stuff. They could write the game to basically make it, you know, so that you don't really notice it, but I don't know. That can be a little bit concerning because it's like, well, what are we going to joke about then? Like, what's acceptable to joke about and what's not acceptable? Obviously, I tell a lot of jokes. I have friends and then family members of all races, creeds, sexual orientations, religions. Like, I don't care. I don't judge a person by stuff like that. I judge a person by the person themselves, by the character of the person themselves. And to sort of be like, oh, well, you know, you can't make fun of these people. You can't make jokes about these people because of their religion or their sexuality. It's like, why would you divide people? Like, why would you divide people? Look at, you know, 70s comedians and 80s comedians, Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy, you know, George Carlin. It's about making fun of everyone. It's about, you know, I would feel like it'd be more inclusive to make fun of everyone than to, you know, signal out a certain group of people because you can't make fun of them because of this, that, and the other. That can be a little bit concerning with this game. So we have to come to the conclusion, is GTA 6 going woke? I don't think so. You know, I don't think so. First off, having a female lead character, who gives a shit? Samus is a woman. Lara Croft is a woman. There's lots of women in video games. Ellie, everyone loves The Last of Us and Ellie, but this is where we draw the line. Even though Ellie could shoot a gun, but she couldn't swim. That seems like a bit of a conflict of interest here. I feel like Ellie would be deathly afraid of water as a child, but as a child, she could shoot a gun. Where's the consistency? Those are my problems. But like, no, I don't think having a female lead character is woke. You know, it's about how the game ends up being, though. You know, if they go out of their way to only joke about and satire and parody, you know, a certain sect of people, and then they completely ignore another sect of people, I feel like that's not fair to the people that they're ignoring because they're afraid that somebody might get upset by it. It's like, people get upset. Here's how we're going to end this video. Here's how we're going to end this video. If a movie, if a video game is picking at you and picking on your religion or picking on your sexuality or the color of your skin or something like that, and that's such a huge problem to you that like it bothers you so much that you want to like spend time like protesting against this and making outcries against this game, you have a very privileged life. If this is your biggest concern, you have a very privileged life. Just enjoy entertainment for what it is. Not everything is for everyone, and that's okay. All because something, you know, doesn't resonate with you doesn't mean that it doesn't resonate with someone else. I don't think it's punching down on marginalized groups of people, because who's to say who is marginalized at the end of the day? At the end of the day, we're all people. We all bleed the same blood. We all have, you know, internal organs and stuff like that. We all have a heart that beats. We all breathe air. Like, celebrate, you know, being a human. Celebrate being a human and all of our differences, instead of saying, no, we can't talk about these people. We can't talk about these people because someone might be mad. Because 9 times out of 10, those people who get mad are just grifters anyways. They're grifters anyways. They just want you to do this and do that for them and get a little bit of clout by taking a stand against a fucking video game. A video game in which you kill a bunch of people, and that's okay. But a joke, that's where we're going to draw the line. I'll let you sort of decide. Do you think that this could be detrimental to GTA 6? I don't think it's going to be that bad. You know, people are going to, I'm sure that there are channels right now, the channels that are anti-wokeness, that are seething right now, making videos of this right now. But I tend to look at the whole spectrum. I tend to look at the whole picture. And I mean, it's still going to be Grand Theft Auto at the end of the day, or else, you know, it just might not be successful. Let me know what you think of all this in the comments section down below. Is this woke? Is this not woke? Share your opinion, because at the end of the day, that's what it's about. It's about having your own opinion and how you decide to view something and how you decide to interpret something. And as always, guys, thank you for checking out this video. If you're new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button, like, comment, and share. And as always, hit that bell notification. And as always, I'll catch you guys on the next video. Later.